It's time to learn everything you need to know about the new Brawler Max. Tier for every mode, hidden stats, tips, and more. Let's do it. Oh, and if you haven't seen everything you need to know about the new Brawler B, make sure you check that out so you're ready for the update. Now, Max is going to be a mythic Brawler, and her new skin, GT Max, kind of just a recoloration, no attack animations. It's going to be 30 gem. Now, Max's attack fires out 4 energy blasts that deal 386 damage each. If all of them connect, that one shot can deal a max damage of 1,384 damage, which is not that much for one shot. Although, and that's of course if all of them hit. Although, she does have 4 ammo slots already charged up, which is the only one who has that besides Brock. Now, her range is pretty average and be slightly above average with a range of 8 tiles. Basically the exact same as Tara's. Now, her reload is not too fast, but it's not too slow. It's 1.75 seconds on average to fire a shot and reload one all together. But really, Max is all about the speed, baby. That's why she juices up. Now, her normal movement speed is the same as Leon's, so she's a pretty quick brawler to begin with, but then of course she has that extra speed boost super, which also is the same speed as Leon's invisibility quick feet star power. Almost nothing is going to end up being quicker than those two, except for example a Carl supering. So just imagine a Max supering a Carl who picked up energy drink, and then the Carl supers. How fast would you go? Now, Max's super charges up in 16 hits. It's not extremely quick. It is going to take some time to charge up, but there are some ways to help that out. Meme break. That's right, time for meme. Remember this snail? This is her now. Feel old yet? That's a great movie, though. I hope we can do a collaboration. So looking at Max's star powers now, her first one is called Supercharge. Her super can now charge up while she moves. So kind of like a Daryl for Max, she only passively charges up that super, of course, while she's moving and while she has the star power. Now, it's going to take about 33 seconds in order to charge up that super if you're not hitting anyone at all. So if you're just running around in the back of the map, it's going to take about 33 seconds to do that. So throughout the course of like a 2-minute match, you're only going to get about 3.5 supers from this star power. Definitely not too bad, especially if it's a game mode where her super is going to be really good. And of course, if you're also not just sitting on it the whole time and not using it. Now, I'm going to give Supercharged a B tier star power, but I wouldn't be too surprised if you think it deserves an A. Although, to be honest, her other star power is so freaking good, it kind of makes this one pale in comparison. Her other one is called Run and Gun, and now, while she is moving, it increases her reload speed. Now, on paper, that doesn't exactly sound crazy, but it's only because of how freaking much it increases her reload speed. It is insane. It also increases it so much that you reload too fast and you can't even use all your ammo most of the time. Sometimes you're like, hey man, I know I'm full ammo, but I gotta heal. I gotta heal finally, because I'm just keep shooting the whole time, and you can't stay healthy forever. Now, with this star power, Max's reload is now 1.14 seconds on average to attack and reload that shot all combined together. So, incredibly fast, so you will literally be spamming shots with this star power. It's insane, and that's why I think this is S+ tier star power. Probably one of the best ones in the game, and not even close. You could nerf this star power by 10%, 15%, it'd still be an S tier star power. Meantime, Max activates her super. Teammate 8-bit. I am average speed. Finally, I can move again. Now, knowing what brawlers you match up well against and what ones you don't is incredibly important in Brawl Stars. And to help you figure that out for Max, I put together this how many shots it takes Max to kill every brawler in the game. Now, Max, of course, you can hit all of your shots, and this is how many attacks it takes. You can hit all of your shots, or you can hit just one, and it's going to be from minimum to maximum number of attacks needed to kill every brawler. Starting out with brawlers that only take a minimum of 3 shots to kill. There's actually 10 brawlers in this group, almost a third. I was going to say it's a third, but now we have 32 brawlers instead of 30. so it's not quite a third anymore. But this is a really important category to be in because these are brawlers that Max can just gun down. Because even if you miss a couple shots here and there, you can still completely kill someone with your full ammo bar. Although if you have the reload star power, you can do that with this next group as well. No big deal. These brawlers only take a minimum of 4 shots to kill if you hit all your shots. And there's going to be 12 brawlers in this group. Although if you count Band-Aid Shelly, then, you know, you got to take one out. But regardless, without Band-Aid, she takes a minimum of 4 shots to kill. But you can also see it starts really scaling up as you go, with going from 13 shots at a maximum to the end of it being at 16 shots. So these brawlers are really starting to get into the category of you have to be a lot more careful about choosing when to go all in on these brawlers if they're completely full health. Now there's 7 brawlers that take at least 5 shots to kill them. Nita, BB, 8-Bit, Carl, Pam, Daryl, and Bull. So we're starting to get into the big boys and the big girls up at this part of the shots list. These ones are really going to take a lot of work. Max is not a high damage brawler, so these are brawlers you probably don't want to engage with that often. Now for 6 shots, you got Rosa and El Primo, and of course Tough Guy Bull is in there as well. But the last on the list is none other than Frank, as always. A minimum of 7 shots to kill. Now actually with the reload star power, that might not be crazy, although you got to hit every single one. And if you give Frank that much time to hit you, probably not going to work out. He's either going to run away or he probably killed you. Meme break. Oh, it's 8-Bit. Oh, look at that. Max super. Nope. Here's an M super. Imagine 8-Bit getting M super, Spike super, B super. I mean, all right, it doesn't stack, but good lord. If it did, All right, now here's Max's tier for every game mode, and then her overall tier and brawler profile as well. How good do you guys think Max is going to be? Let me know down below. Here's my opinion. Solo Showdown, going to be A tier. Maybe not a very threatening brawler, but has a quick move speed and a super that can allow her to escape. And if you have a first star power, can charge it automatically on its own, not need to hit people if that's your playstyle. Or you can have the reload one, and you can just destroy people and charge her super faster just by hitting more shots. But most importantly, having speed is so important in doing well consistently in Solo Showdown. So you can just keep on surviving. Also, because it's such a big map, so you can just keep on getting to better situations. So great brawler for this mode. I think A tier, not S tier, because it doesn't have enough damage. Duo Showdown, also A tier. Would have been lower probably because his damage is really important in Duo Showdown, and Max doesn't really have that. But Max's super does also help out Max's teammates, so they also get the benefit of surviving really well with Max on their team. So definitely a solid brawler in Duo Showdown as well. Now Gem Grab. I think in Gem Grab there's going to be a lot of crazy strategy going on with Max, trying to flank opponents and doing different things, making your whole team speedy, or maybe at least you and another aggro brawl. You might not make your gem carrier speedy because they want to stay on the safer side and they're not going to need that speed as much, making aggressive plays. You can do it with your other aggressive teammate. Max is going to be a great side roll brawler, dishing out damage and being really annoying and just chasing after enemy gem carriers. I think Max is definitely A tier in gem carrier. But Brawl Ball, I think, might be Max's second best mode. I think S tier here. I mean, speed, really important in Brawl Ball, but when you can make your whole team, or at least one other person on your team, really speedy, that is huge and can lead to really big offensive chances and just defense too. If you need to quickly advance from your spawn to get better positioning, you can also do that with Max. So Max maybe, again, doesn't have wall breaking utility, but has the speed utility and enough damage to be useful to be a good brawler in this mode. But best game mode, I think, is going to be Present Plunder, because Present Plunder offense is even more important than the other modes. Having that speed to score those presents, I keep wanting to say score goals, but the presents, but regardless, I think Max is going to be even better. Speed more important in this mode than Brawl Ball, in my opinion. Meme break. Who is the fartest? Sorry for my bad English. That title, I think, alone makes this post great without seeing the meme. Alright, it's Leon and Carl. You must be kidding. I'm faster than you. I'm the fastest. Oh, shoot. It's Max. Literally, it was just the title. The title was the best part, but it is, sure, it's a nice drawing, I guess. But Bounty is definitely going to be Max's worst mode. I think at least C tier, maybe D tier, but it's kind of hard to argue for D tier just because with the speed, you can allow your team to make strong pushes and survive. hopefully. Although if you're usually when you're pushing up the map, that's when you're walking into shots and you aren't usually surviving as well that way, but you never know, maybe it could work out. I mean, Max otherwise without the speed is a really bad brawler for this mode. Not high damage, not high range, and not high health. Now takedown, I think Max is going to be A tier, mostly because Max can get to the boss really quickly and really often and at least do decent damage because he can put out a ton of shots at once and he can survive a little bit. He's not a 3,000 health brawler who's gonna die in the blink of an eye. He can pick up a lot of power cubes if he wants and then be incredibly threatening plus really speedy, and he can do a lot of work that way. Oh, she can do work. Ah, dang it. Lone Star Max is a B tier for me. That speed is definitely going to help as far as getting across the map, getting to situations where you can steal kills or engage in fights. But not high range, not high damage, so not one of the best brawlers in my opinion. Those are really big things that are stopping Max from being great. Really, the speed is the main thing that's keeping Max in this. Siege, I think Max is going to be S tier in this mode. Speed can be really important in Siege for grabbing bolts and for just pushing up the map and causing the enemy to have worse positioning. But also, Max can actually dish out a good amount of damage to the robot if you have that reload star power. If you have the reload star power, Max can be really good at defending, and it's kind of stupid dumb. I mean, look, that star power is way too strong, but Max is really good and enjoys it for that purpose. Heist, I have Max as a B tier, although you could argue for C tier because the range and damage is too low to be incredibly useful, and the health as well is just not good enough for a brawler that doesn't have high damage or range. But the speed can be useful to a definite degree as far as helping your teammates. If you're pushing with 2 other tanks and you have that speed, you can just bum rush the enemy team way too hard and crazy. And it can be really difficult to stop, I think. Now, maybe it's at least with 1 other tank, probably more balanced with just 1 tank instead of 2. But I think Max can be useful, although not great in high. Here's the brawler profile for Max. Overall, I think she is an A tier brawler and top 10 as well. Probably not top 5. I also think Max is a brawler that we're gonna have to learn how to play. I think this is Max's potential, where she will end up being after people figure out the best strategies for how to play her. But until then, we're really gonna have to figure out. All these brawlers have a lot of new mechanics that we gotta learn, including Max. Make sure you check out everything you need to know about B as well if you haven't seen it yet. That is gonna be it for this video though. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.